I'm Sheb from Untitled Services, but today I'm going to give you some, I'm representing here for Toastmasters. But before I do that, I want to ask you, who here has had shaky knees, sweaty palms, show of hands, if you've had that, when you're about to speak in front of an audience? Yes, yes, thank you. And who here finds that public speaking is fundamental to your business? Show of hands. Yes, thank you. And that is exactly what it is. It is important that we have the skills to be able to represent our business. Would you not agree? And this morning, I'm going to share some tips and strategies that I've learned throughout my career as a Toastmaster a couple of years ago. Now, number one tip is authenticity. Now, when we become authentic, we look at the way we posture ourselves. And what authenticity brings to the audience is engagement. For example, if I'm walking around like this and talking with my back to the audience, am I engaged with my audience? No. So my hands out of my pocket, putting my shoulders back, makes me feel confident and makes me also look confident. That's also going to bring in audience what? Engagement, right? The other thing is vocal variety is what we refer to as the way we speak. We have high pitch, we have low pitch, depending on what we're presenting to our audience. For instance, I have exciting news, this is the product that we're launching, it's brand new. As opposed to, I have this beautiful product that I'm launching. You see the difference? We have a high pitch, we have a low pitch that's going to create engagement with our audience. The other thing, and this is a principle the Toastmasters look at, is speaking to the eyes of our audience. And when we're speaking and looking and keeping eye contact with our audience, not only are we acknowledging our audience, but we are also engaging in audience awareness, engagement. And that builds trust between your peers, between your colleagues, and also makes you feel confident and comfortable at what you're presenting. The other tip I want to share is awareness, having audience awareness. For example, as a speaker, it's important to be aware of your audience so that you can then present yourself as a speaker in your space. For example, it wouldn't be fair if I'm just speaking to this side of the room where this side of the room gets disengaged. It's important that I have audience awareness so that I'm engaging with everyone in the audience. And this is another final tip I want to share, one of my favorites, and it's storytelling. Now, there is also story showing as well, as Zach has given some examples of that in the past, sharing his photography. Now, storytelling, they recently did a TED Talk study and found that TED Talkers, 85% of the time, share a story. Either they're sharing their own story or someone else's story. And the reason for that, it creates what? Audience engagement. And the more engaged our audience becomes, the more the speaker is connected to their audience, and the more the audience is connected to the speaker. I can go on and speak on and on about the benefits of how we can improve our public speaking skills and how we can add more, add more value to what it is that we're presenting by also building that confidence and trust. Now, obviously, practice is what? Progress. The more we practice, the better we're going to become at what we're doing and speaking. It's going to help us feel more comfortable, confident, and thereby building that trust and that audience engagement. So Toastmasters is something that I've been a part of for the last 3.5 years. And in the club that I'm currently involved with it's Oasis at Broadbeach Toastmasters group. Now, a little bit of fun facts about Toastmasters. By the way, put your hand up. Show of hands if you have heard of Toastmasters. Wonderful. Keep your hand up if you are a member of Toastmasters. Beautiful. There's a few. So Toastmasters, so my role at Toastmasters is the Vice President of Public Relations, and this is exactly what I do. I promote our club. And Toastmasters membership around the globe exceeds 357,000. There are 16,600 clubs in 143 countries. It's a not-for-profit organisation. It's a wonderful opportunity to allow those public speaking skills, those jittery hands, the sweaty palms, give you an opportunity to come to practice. You get feedback, you receive feedback. It's a wonderful way to expand your level of awareness of your audience, but also as a speaker where you are in that space as well, creating a level of confidence and also feeling more comfortable as a speaker when we're speaking about our own business. So I would love, on behalf of my crew here, which is very supportive, Toastmasters is a very supportive group. You can go to any club in the world and they'll just embrace you like family. If this is something that resonates with you, if you feel like you could look at enhancing your public speaking skills, but not only that, your communication skills as well. It brings some awareness to the ums and ahs as a speaker. So it helps to eliminate ums and ahs when you're talking. And if this is something that resonates with you, feel free to reach out and I'd be more than happy to have a chat. You can come in as a guest. We run our club on Wednesday mornings at 6:45 a.m. and we'd love to have you as a guest, so feel free to come along. And so the 3 tips, who can remember what they were? So number 1, we had authenticity. Thank you. Authenticity, being able to stand with poise, with confidence, being able to use and project our voice in a way that's appealing to our audience and engaging to our audience, having the eye contact, speaking to our audience by showing eye contact. The other was also, what was the other one? Thank you, vocal variety, so being able to speak. The other was audience awareness and knowing where your audience is in time and space and where you place yourself in around your audience. And finally, storytelling. Thank you. And the power of storytelling, because ultimately what storytelling does is, again, brings that engagement with your audience. So I hope you got something out of it. I really enjoyed sharing those tips with you, and feel free to reach out if you have any further questions. If you want to come along as our guest to Toastmasters, would love to host you. Thank you, and back to you. Over to you, Campbell.
Thanks, Sheb. And Toastmasters is really good. If you're ever going to live on the edge or